You don't have to be a star baby. You don't have to be a star baby. You don't have to be a star baby to be on this show. You don't have to be a star baby, but you better be bold. Yeah. Shake my pom poms. Shake my pom poms. Shake my pom poms. Shake my pom poms. Wednesday evening. And of course, you got Kimberly Brown on Cleveland inside the Little Hut podcast. Yes, shake my pom poms, shake my pom poms, shake my pom poms. Welcome to Brown on Cleveland. All talk, no gossip, and maybe tonight, just a little bit of drama. Welcome to Brown on Cleveland Special Edition. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Black Women Political Action Committee, and we're going to talk about the Harvard Community Center. But before I do that, let me say hello, of course, to my favorite girls. I got to say hello to Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty. Now, if you're looking for a single home or commercial property, now Aletha Johnson and Dream Team Realty, they're having a home buyer seminar. It says spring into the home of your dream. This will happen Saturday, April 12th from 12 to 3 at the Bedford Heights Community Center, which is located 5615 Perkins Road in Bedford, Ohio, Bedford Heights, Ohio, at 44146. Gift cards will be given away every hour on the hour, and lunch will be provided. So if you want to go, or if you're looking for, listen, any information regarding realty, call Aletha Johnson and hey, tell her Brown on Cleveland sent you at 216-375-3681. And yours truly will be there at the seminar. So come by and say hello. Listen, say whatever you want to say because I'm going to be there. Also, too, don't forget that if you're looking for t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, cups, mugs, team uniforms, right? Call Angie Marie. Angie, listen, she's located in Maple Heights. Call her tomorrow morning at 216-395-7335. Once again, Angie Marie of New Beginnings 1111 Creations. Once again, welcome, welcome, welcome inside the Little Hut podcast, where it's going to get a tad bit hot up in this joint tonight. So, shaking my pom poms. Let's talk about a podcast that we had about 2 weeks ago. Remember the podcast I had with one of my new co hosts? His name is Andre White. Andre White lives in the Lee Harvard area. He's my neighbor. We're not friends, but he's my neighbor. And as my neighbor, there are some things that we have in common when it comes to our community. I live in the Lee Harvard area. He lives in the Lee Harvard area. So let me rewind, and I'm going to tell you why I am going to talk about BWPAC and the Harvard Community Center and their leader, Elaine Golston. Damn right, that's what I said. Well, Andre and myself, during the podcast, we were talking about candidates who are running for election in 2025. Andre's duty as a co-host is to join me the last Friday of every month to talk about who pulled petitions and who's making the ballot, as well as to discuss community issues. Well, anybody who knows me knows for a fact that Kimberly Brown, I do not like filthy communities. I don't like filth, period. Now, you can go ask my mama, ask my sisters, ask my brothers. I don't like filth. That is one of my pet peeves. Never have, never will, and nobody will convince me or encourage me to like filth. I don't like it. Andre and I were talking about when Terrell Pruitt was the council person. And the issue I had with Terrell Pruitt is that it's not that he did not keep Lee Road and Harvard clean, because he did. He contracted with Court Community Services, and he made sure that they came down Lee Road and Harvard on a weekly basis. He did that. The problem I had with Terrell Pruitt was that he neglected the businesses who did not keep their business clean. The city of Cleveland got an ordinance. They do. Well, when Joe Jones became council person, again, he decided to, from my understanding, he took the money from Court Community and he gave the money to the Harvard Community Center to clean Cleveland Ward 1. Now, anybody who rides, drive, walk, talk through Cleveland Ward 1 knows that Lee Harvard and the area over here where we live is absolutely nasty, funky, and filthy. And if you say it's not, you're blind or you're just simply a liar. That's just what you are. It is nasty and funky over here. Now, the council person, Joe Jones, he got to take some responsibility for the conditions of Cleveland Ward 1. However, if he gave the contract to the Harvard Community Center that's under the direction of Elaine Goldstein, and they're not doing their jobs, it's evident, then that contract should be given to someone else. They should relinquish that contract simply because either they don't know what a broom looks like, they don't know what a garbage can is, they don't know what a trash bag is. They should not have the contract. Brown on Cleveland, I stand on that. Cleveland Ward 1 and the entire region deserves a clean and safe neighborhood. I also said that Clevelanders allowed that lady from the Cleveland Plain Dealer, not Elaine Goldstein, Elizabeth Sullivan, to tell them that all Kimberly Brown wanted to do, had I been elected, was to clean up the neighborhood. You're damn right. That would have been the first order of business. Because it amazes me how somebody who does not live in our community can tell us what we deserve and what we don't deserve. I further said, because Elaine Goldstein does not live in Cleveland Ward 1, in the Lee Harvard area, she lives in Shaker. She does not have a vested interest as it appears in our community. Because nobody can tell me that if this woman lived in this community, that she would tolerate the filth unless she's filthy herself. Damn right, Brown on Cleveland, I'm saying it. I mean what I say. We deserve the very best. And if anybody who's viewing this podcast, if you don't think you deserve a clean neighborhood, you need to go on somewhere, because I already know what your house look like. You deserve better. So let's fast forward. I've had several people call my home and tell me that the Black Women Political Action Committee, and I'm going to talk about them real quick, they have a breakfast the first Saturday of every month. Their membership dues are $175, I think, a year. Crazy, crazy. Well, to each his own. You want to be under slavery? Then you pay your slave master. Yep, Kim Brown said that too. Anywho, they're at the breakfast, and somebody tells Elaine Golston, Kimberly Brown was talking about you on the radio. Well, first of all, dummies, this is not the radio, this is a podcast. But you didn't tell her what the subject matter was. It wasn't a put down. It was the fact that Cleveland Ward 1 is dirty. You allegedly got the contract. And if so, you are responsible for cleaning up the neighborhood. And if not, then you need to relinquish the contract. That's fair. I wouldn't care if Florida Evans had the contract, Beyonce, or Janet Jackson. I meant what I said. We deserve a clean community. Well, Elaine Golston, she's older than my mama, so I'm going to be respectful. She decided, from my understanding, to have a temper tantrum. All she had to do was listen to the podcast. She would have realized that it wasn't anything, really negative about her. It was just about who's in control and who got the money. If you got the money, you're supposed to do the work. If you're not going to do the work, don't take the money. Hell with politics. That's just the way it's supposed to go. Plain and simple. Well, she decided, from my understanding, her and some of her Black women, political action sisters, they call themselves the PAC sisters, Packerettes, baby roaches. They decided to make me the subject matter of their little breakfast. I could take it a little better if they would have made me the keynote speaker for something, because at least I would have got paid. But here's what you're not going to do. When somebody is as concerned with the community as I am, clean it up. You got the money. If you didn't want the contract, you should have told Joe Jones, listen, Joe, I'm not going to do a good job because I'm not going to clean up anything. Keep core community. But because these groups love to get involved in politics and even these nonprofits, this is one of the reasons why our communities, I didn't just say community, I said our communities are failing. So the issue is, who's responsible? Who's responsible for the filth and the lack of resources here in Cleveland Ward 1? The Black Women Political Action Committee. People know them. They walk around here talking about their PAC sisters. I don't give a crap about what y'all talking about because y'all don't do nothing anyway. I call y'all the do nothing groups. Yep, I said it. Don't matter. On a sidebar, let me say this. There's not one woman who is a member of BWPAC that can hold a torch to Kimberly F. Brown and what I've done across this here United States of America. I'm going to say it again. There's not one woman. You got mayors, part of your group. You got council people, part of your group. And you got some CEOs. And I'm going to say it again. There's not one woman that's part of your group that can hold a torch to a Kimberly F. Brown. So I see why y'all mad. You can't touch me. You can't control it. You can't do nothing to me. So you're mad. So y'all set up and y'all live breakfast and y'all want to talk crazy. But here's the part y'all didn't understand. You got to remember, every time you talk crazy about somebody, 10 times out of 10, it's going to get back. And the sad part about it is that how it got back from your members. So that already tell y'all got some people in there who don't even like y'all anyway. Y'all sitting at the table together, sitting there eating pancakes, waffles, sausages, grits, oatmeal. Y'all eating, breaking bread, and 90% of y'all don't even like each other no way. How do I know? Because my phone ring and people tell me. Don't make sense while I'm at home minding my business. But let's go with this PAC thing. The Black Women Political Action Committee, they are, just in case you don't know, they are a 527 tax-exempt organization that dibbles and dabbles in politics. And basically, what they do is this: they pull together dollars, funds, right? And all they do is endorse candidates and they give them money because they so eager to be part of the political process. So they really don't do much. They don't. So you got to ask yourself before you join a group like that, what is the purpose? Well, let me break it down to you. The purpose is for y'all to have fundraisers, and to raise money and give it away. And then you guys try to be the puppet master of people that you endorse. Not too bright. Not too bright at all. You don't deal with real issues in the community. For example, the Black Women Political Action Committee, they're supposed to be a powerful force. But the question is, what's really happening behind closed doors? Well, some people will celebrate their advocacy. What advocacy? The unsettling truths that lurk behind the surface involves internal conflict, funding controversies, and leadership struggles. Because just a couple of months ago, y'all talked about ousting Elaine Ghostin. Y'all didn't think I knew about that either, right? I know about that. Some of y'all members feel like their voices are stifled, overshadowed by a few so-called influential figures. So this raises a lot of questions from outsiders like myself. Who is truly benefiting from your organization? Let's look at it. The PAC, the Black Women's PAC here in Cleveland, they hold their monthly meetings at the Harvard Community Center. Now, as long as they've been in existence, one would think that out of all of the money that they have raised, that they would have their own building. If not their own building, they should have their own little suite inside of somebody's business office, but they don't. The question is why? Also, the Harvard Community Center president is Elaine Ghostin. Some people would say that that's a conflict of interest. How were you the president of the Harvard Community Center and the president of the Black Women Political Action Committee, and you're holding monthly meetings at the Harvard Community Center that's supposed to be for the residents of the Lee and Harvard community? And sidebar, a lot of Ward 1 residents are upset about that because they say that they can't have events at the Harvard Community Center because Elaine Ghostin won't let them, but she allowed political figures to come there and have events. But you want to talk about Kimberly Brown. So let's talk. You wanted my attention tonight. Your group wanted my attention. So tonight I'm going to give you my attention. So the question is, what is the mission of the Harvard Community Center? And they have what? Board of trustee members? They need to be looked at too. What is the mission of the BWPAC? So as I pondered this since Sunday, I started pondering about the conflict of interest. I know at one time, and I don't know if this is true today, that the president, Elaine Ghostin of the Harvard Community Center, just in case y'all didn't know, she had a whole bunch of family members that she hired. Sure enough did. It was all nepotism. And nobody said anything. But yet and still, you got attorneys and judges and mayors and council people and bootleg activists, all part of BWPAC, and nobody's pulling her coattail to tell her, man, you shouldn't be doing that. Also, there is a lack of accountability at the center. Again, you got all these so-called leaders as part of their group, and don't nobody say nothing. It reminds me of a situation, several situations, where some of their former ladies have got into trouble. They have lost their seat. The media was dragging these women, and no one from the PAC, the PAC sisters, came to their rescue. So, what is the purpose of your group? We all know the situation, and I'm not going to get too far into this, but we all watch former Judge Pinky Carr take a nosedive, and she was a member of this group. I didn't see none of these so-called I'm a PAC sister going to this woman's rescue or confronting the media about how they was dragging her. Kimberly Brown didn't talk about it. I didn't drag her because, see, I got boundaries. As a bona fide news reporter that I am, it's my job to talk about issues because I get paid. It's my job to report stories because I get paid. Unlike these wannabe bootleg reporters who pay media to get their stories out. You ain't a reporter, you're an advertiser. I'm a reporter. It's my job to report. I'm a podcaster. It's my job to report. I am the only woman in this region. Well, no, true, besides Nina Turner, because she showed up got me beat, who's been on and stay on a national stage. Not your mayors, not your council people, and damn sure not the CEO of the Harvard Community Center. Conflict of interest, lack of accountability. People want titles. They do not want the work. Kimberly Brown puts in the work. And can't nobody who's listening deny it. What I've done in this region, across the United States of America, you couldn't touch me if you tried. So let me give you a little history right now. Did you know that had it not been for me, that independent contractors would not be able to sue in federal court under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act? No, you didn't know that, did you? Ha, you know it now. You can't touch what I've done. Talk about me. Because like I tell y'all in my podcast at the end, listen, call me if you need me. Don't talk about me, because I will talk about you back, and I may go on and attack, and you're not going to win. Let's talk about the Harvard Community Center and the Black Women Political Action Committee using the center monthly. According to the state of Ohio, they say that when political groups are using an organization frequently, monthly, they are supposed to be charged the standard rate of fee for using that space. They are. Secretary of State said it. I got my researchers all on it. Well, when we pulled the campaign records from the Black Women Political Action Committee, guess what we found out? According to our research, the Black Women Political Action Committee, under your leadership, your president, Elaine Golston, you guys haven't paid the Harvard Community Center not one thin dime, as it appears. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. But we pulled the records, and we didn't see not one in-kind donation, and we didn't see not one donation being given to hold monthly meetings at the Harvard Community Center. But here again, part of your group, BWPAC, y'all got attorneys, y'all got judges, y'all got silly ass mayors and council people, and fake activists, and nobody knows this but a Kimberly F. Brown. Cleveland Ward 1 should be outraged. They should be upset. So I guess it is true. She ain't really vested in our community, so maybe she shouldn't be there. So let me give y'all this little sidebar. I know why I didn't win when I ran for office, because one of my goals was to get rid of her, because I wanted Ivanka Hall to become president of the Harvard Community Center, because Ivanka does the work. And I knew that the community would grow. So I know they got back to her and her husband. So of course, hey, they don't want nobody who's going to do right. So I left that silliness alone. Ain't going to run again. You won't get me to run again. I would not waste my time again. But I will continue to speak out and speak up on issues that are wrong, Brown on Cleveland. The other thing is this. Let's talk about the Harvard Community Center again. I went in that place about 2 months ago. And I've been telling y'all, I don't like Phil, so don't. Y'all going to that center, and y'all got seniors in there. That center is nasty. When you walk in that center, the funk hits you in your face. It's just nasty and it stinks. And what's really troublesome is that you got a senior program up in there. And the city of Cleveland should be up in that center with the health department, shutting that place down, mandating that they exterminate and clean that center. But nobody wants to do their job. And what's even more trifling and disturbing, I ain't done yet, because y'all talked about me. Now it's time for me to talk about y'all. Y'all got about, 50, 60, maybe 70 members of the BWPAC that go up to that community center, and y'all eat breakfast every month. Man, listen. Most clean women that I know, they don't eat in a dirty kitchen. Most clean men I know, they will not eat at a table where crumbs is on the table. Most older people I know, they don't even want to come to your house if you got filth and dirt on the floor. And they definitely not going to let you feed them, because the way I look at stuff, I don't want nobody's food. And I look around, your house, and in this case, that community center, and you trying to feed me something, and the place is so dirty. The place almost looked like, it's part of the hoarders show that you see on TV. And y'all women, y'all sitting up there eating breakfast every single month in a place that is nasty. And you got crumbs on the table and stuff on the floor, and it stinks. That says a lot about you. Sure do. Talk about me. Listen, I'm going to talk about you. Now, we're nobody bothering y'all. But since you want to come for me, let me tell everybody about you. Y'all are nasty to sit up there and eat at a center that don't even vacuum the floor, mop the floor, take crumbs off the table, and y'all just sit there and eat, because y'all done paid y'all $175 a year, because y'all want to be important. That says a lot about you. And that tells me further why the communities are dirty. Because if you don't see anything wrong with it, you're not going to see anything wrong with the filth in your community. So now I do get it. None of y'all give a crap. So when you got people like me who's pushing the envelope to say we deserve better, I do understand the pushback. You just don't want to do the hard work. You want to make up excuses. And rather than y'all, here y'all go, about what y'all got, 60, about 70 members. Here's what y'all should do one Saturday before y'all have breakfast. Or y'all shouldn't even have breakfast. Y'all should have a meeting that say this is a cleanup meeting. Y'all should come to the Harvard Community Center, and I'll help y'all. Not with y'all mop, y'all dustpan, and everything else. Y'all should really help y'all president out, Elaine Golston, and help her clean that funky, nasty community center. And by the way, bring a lawnmower with you and some trimmers for your bushes, and take them old leaves and that trash behind the bushes and clean that too. Brown on Cleveland. Yes, I said it. I'm sick of y'all. The other thing is this. You guys, I figured this out. A lady called me yesterday because she saw my video and she wanted to know if I was okay. And I told her, yeah, I'm fine. She says, Kimberly, don't let them women get to you. They're not getting to me. They wanted to be in my space. They wanted to get my attention, so they got it. She says, do you think that Elaine Golston and the PAC women, do you think they are part of the problem as to why we can't move on? Honestly, y'all, I said no. I said no. I said no. I said they're not part of the problem. I said no, ma'am. I said they are the problem. They are the problem. I said they're supposed to be this powerful group that endorse people based upon their capabilities, based upon their education, based upon their history. I said, but because they don't give a crap about the conditions of the community, they will endorse any old Smojo that they like. They endorse people simply because of who they are married to or who they like. And as long as people support people knowing darn well they can't do the job, we will continue to live in hell. And yet and still, y'all got nerves to talk about Donald Trump. Y'all kill me. Talk about him, but you don't talk about yourself. And I ain't no Trump fan, and I damn sure wasn't a Kamala fan. I'm nobody's fan. If it's on the right side, that's what Kimberly Brown supports. This group, like many others, the only thing they want to do is control you. It's a mind game. They know that a lot of you, your self-esteem is so low. So what they do, they almost like Charles Manson, almost like Jim Jones. All they want you to do is drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid. They make you feel like you impotent. You know, you got to be impotent. They suck you in. And you're so dumb, you don't even see what they're doing. Then they just take your money. And they sit you in a corner, in a dirty room, and they feed you. And you walk around here acting like you have arrived. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? But that's what you join. And then you sit back and you wonder why nothing is getting done in the community. Because you're not part of the problem. You are the problem. Kimberly F. Brown, if you don't know, you know. I am the president of the Black Women Commission of Cuyahoga County. We have made history across the United States of America. Nobody can deny. I am the interim president of the Women Commission for Education and Training. We are on the mission of changing family dynamics in this region. What we do is totally unmatched. We help anybody. Don't care who you are. We have fought many battles in this region, and we have won every single one. Say it again. We have won every single one. We don't play politics. We play what's best for the community. We don't care about who you are or who you think you are. If you're right for us, we're right for you. And let me throw this at y'all. If you look at this region, and if you look at the things that have been done collectively and successfully, it does not come from people like the Black Women Political Action Committee. Most don't even come from these elected officials. It comes from the community activists. Yeah, like Donna Walker Brown. You may not like her, but damn it, she get it done. Like Mariah Crenshaw. You may not like her, but damn it, it gets done. Like Cassandra McDonald. You may not like her, but guess what? It gets done. Like a Kimberly Brown. Hell, I know you don't like me. Don't care, don't care, don't care. But it gets done. Like an Al Porter. May not like him, but it gets done. Like an Art McCoy. And I don't like him myself, but it gets done. What do you guys do? Nothing. I remember the Imperial situation. Remember how I filth over there? It was our group that cleaned that area for 8 consecutive weeks. And then the Western Reserve Conservatory threatened to put me in jail for trespassing because all I wanted to do was clean up. Hey, clean up the neighborhood. And we did it well. 8 consecutive weeks. Didn't get paid a dime, didn't want a dime. Pastors got mad. The media got so mad after they covered us, and they took my name off of every single article. See, so I already know where the hate comes from. You're always going to be the one hated when you do the work. People love to talk about you when you do the work. So Elaine Ghostin, let me say this to you. So my time's just about up tonight. Because see, I work for corporate America. See, I got my own business. I do what I want to do. So y'all can't threaten to take no funding. That's the part y'all don't like about me, right? Yeah, I know. That's what happens when you're educated and you have a master's and you got your master's degree with honors. You can kind of like do some stuff. Sure can. Education matters and you get stuff done. So let me say this to y'all. Again, a lot of you guys are lazy. Y'all don't care anything about this community. I don't care if you talk about me. Keep talking. Because every time you get back to me, I am going to respond to you. So the reality is this. The Black Women Political Action Committee and their president, Elaine Ghostin. You guys talked about me at your breakfast. You talked about me at an open breakfast and y'all private cocoon that belongs to the citizens of Cleveland Ward 1. So it was my duty tonight to simply exchange the favor. You talked about me, so I decided to come to my little private cocoon called the hut and address and talk about you. But the difference is, I tell the truth. Your organization is filled with rumors, gossip, spoiled women, do-nothings that want to do something, but they don't know how to do anything, so they can't get it done. That's what y'all do. Y'all supposed to be this powerful group. Well, I can tell you what PAC stands for. PAC stands for powerless, angry cowards. My name is Kimberly Brown. Brown, simply Brown of Cleveland. Y'all can now go on your social media pages. Y'all can call each other on the phone, talking about, you hear what she said? I said it. You don't have to spread rumors because I did say it. All you got to do is listen to the podcast. I did say it. Ain't taking it back. Nope. It's going on my YouTube channel. And that's simply that. So, you know what? I ain't got time to be playing with y'all anymore. Kim Brown is tired. Been up all day. Showed up. Talk about me, I'll talk about you. So here's what y'all can do for me. Get on the phone, gossip, because that's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna talk stupid, right? Y'all can make comments to each other on social media, because that's what y'all do best. I call y'all keyboard killers and Facebook freedom fighters. Ain't gonna bust a grape. Y'all can block me on social media. When y'all see me in the community, you can roll your eyes. Don't care. Really don't. Do what you're going to do. But whatever you do it best. And do me a favor. Listen, If y'all gonna repeat what I said on this podcast, could y'all please just make sure y'all get it correct this time? Oh, and by the way, Elaine Goldstein, here's the other thing. I forgot to tell people about what you did. When I was running for council person, Cleveland Ward 1, and I had put literature in a Harvard Community Center. You know, she used to have that table where everybody could put like campaign literature. Yeah, the Harvard Community Center, I forgot you brought this up too when y'all was talking about me while y'all was chopping on y'all filthy pancakes in that dirty center. You threw my campaign literature away. You sure did. I forgot about that. Then it was brought to my attention. And not only did you throw my stuff away, you threw Juanita Brent stuff away, and you threw Nina Turner stuff away too. You sure enough did it. Sure enough did. Sure enough did. May not have been you directly, but somebody in your staff. It's amazing. You know, that stuff costs money. And you lucky I never sent you an invoice for my campaign literature. So do me a favor. If you're going to tell the truth, talk about me. Talk about what you did too and what you allow your staff to do, because that wasn't cool. And oh, one more thing, by the way. When you hired your family members at the Harvard Community Center, you also hired your husband. Sure did. Yep, that's what they tell me. Yep, he was working under Miss Haley. Now, I have given y'all a lot to take in tonight. Yeah. Hopefully, y'all got stuff to talk about. Yeah. So, y'all don't like me anyway, and I simply don't like you. So, listen, I'm shaking my pom poms now. My time is up. As I say each and every podcast, I know you don't like me. So don't. And I don't like you. And see, that's what we have in common. Come see, come saw, don't matter. But listen, if you need me, call me. Again, you better not talk about me because you see how I get down. If you talk about me, I'm darn sure gonna talk about you back. And you may even get a news article. Hell, I don't know. But listen, I gotta go. You don't have to be a star. You ain't gotta be a star, baby, to be on my show. You ain't gotta be a star. But I tell you, you better leave me alone. You better leave me alone, and you better be bold. Listen, y'all. Oh, have a good night, PAC and Elaine Ghosting. Y'all got work to do. Clean up that nasty center and figure out what y'all gonna do with y'all little group of do nothings. Brown, 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 simply brown on brown, brown on Cleveland. My name is Kimberly F. Brown inside the Little Hut. Have a good night. Bye. See ya. Don't